When he was 18 years old, Henry Landman, a German Jew, found himself in Dachau in 1938. In 1945, as an American soldier, he's one of the liberators of Dachau. Lisa Landman, his wife, came from Nuremberg with her family and fled in 1939. The 60th anniversary would have been just now, but a month ago, Henry passed away. And Rick is here tonight, their son, to share what must be difficult, but is an incredible story. So Rick, please join us.
So as was just said, about 3 months ago, my father got an invitation from the Dachau Memorial Museum, and he was very excited about it. And he goes, Ricky, we invited 2 tickets. We can go to Dachau. If you want to come with me in April, they're doing a 70th anniversary. And I was a little bit skeptical because Dad was getting a bit frail. He was 94 and a half. So I wasn't really all that enthusiastic about it. And he looks at me and goes, no, the food is much better now. So, as you can see from some of the other speakers, humor is what kept my father alive and what is in me today. When he was arrested on Kristallnacht and he was put up against the wall to be shot at 18 years old, they didn't shoot him. He looked up and he saw the guard. They didn't shoot him. 5 minutes went by. 6 minutes went by. My father figured, as ein typischer Deutscher, this is rude. If they say they're going to shoot you, they should shoot you. And then he said to himself, I wonder what's the worst thing that could happen? Shoot me? So he walked slowly backwards, and another tall man took him and put him behind him, and my father was not shot in Dachau. I also want to talk a little bit about my mother's side of the family. My opa fought in World War I for the Kaiser and was a very proud Jew. They come from Court Juden for 400 years in Germany. He was a virulent anti-Nazi to the point that he had to flee because the SA was coming up the street to arrest him in March of '33. So my mother's side of the family survived, my father's side of the family didn't. But one side thing, my grandfather brought a Torah to America, and I was supposed to donate it at my bar mitzvah in 1965. But I had a fight with my Hebrew school teacher over gay marriage. I raised my hand in class to ask if there was a blessing for 2 boys to get married because I wasn't into girls. They yelled at me so that I said, they're not getting the Torah. My mother in 1973 heard about Congregation Bet Simchas Torah and said, you said one day there'd be a gay shul? There is, get dressed and go to shul. So my mother sent me to CBST in 1973. 10 years ago, I sent that Torah back to Munich, to Congregation Beth Shalom, an egalitarian liberal congregation. And although he's not here, Daniel Liebeskind is the architect who's going to be designing and building the new building for my other shul in Munich in Beth Shalom. But what I'm going to talk to you about tonight happened exactly on this day, February 26, in 1971. I called up my parents because it was their Erev anniversary. Tomorrow would be my parents' 68th anniversary. But I had to call them up because I had my first real boyfriend, and my father, of course, joked that the man was Jewish and was going to be a doctor, but that I was planning on going on the first march, statewide march in this country for gay rights in Albany on March 14th of '71, and that I might get arrested or tear gassed again or beaten. And I wanted them to understand that this is now might even make the front page of the paper kind of thing. And that night, my father listened and said, Ricky, I want to tell you, when I was your age, I'd come home from school. They want to beat me up. I'd go to my mother and I'd say, what the hell did the Jews do? What did we do? The teacher says we're no good. The doctors, the politicians, they say we're animals. What did the Jews do? And he said, his mother said to him, nothing. The whole world is wrong. You have to love yourself. You have to have a life that might be harder but richer, but the whole world is wrong. And in 1971, he said to me, Ricky, the doctors, the politicians, everyone says homosexuals are no good. But you're still my son. The whole world is wrong. You have to be strong, and you have to know that we love you, and that your life will be harder, but we are behind you. So that's why now, in 2015, when people say, how the hell did you go to the March on Albany in '71, and I was an organizer on the March on Washington for lesbian and gay rights in '79, and I've been on the legal law clinics, and I was with CBST, and how have you done this? I was also one of the founders of the Gay Liberation Front in my college in 1970, and I realized it's because of my parents. The lessons they learned from the Holocaust was do not dehumanize anyone, and that you have to realize you have to love yourself. And I went back with my parents to Germany several times, because my father is the mayor in exile of Augsburg. He was also the first American soldier to enter Augsburg. And when we were there, I would wonder, when we see older Germans, what did you think about after the war? Did it ever scratch your head and say, why did we spend so much time and energy hating Jews, let alone killing Jews? Why did we hate our neighbors so much? And what I want to leave you with is that never again should mean for everyone. And I hope in our world, in our day, people start scratching their heads going, why are we spending so much energy making our LGBT family members and friends having such a difficult time? Just like the Germans had to realize what they did was such a terrible thing, isn't it about time that we move on and remember that the whole world is wrong for hating, for dehumanizing, and we start accepting people? And for my dad, I say thank you.